I'm sitting here this afternoon talking to an old friend in Gethin Jones, and he's going to tell us about 2 books he's going to write. So good afternoon, Gethin.
Good afternoon, Steph. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. So Gethin, why have you decided to write 2 books, and how did that come about?
Wow, I've always knew that I had a book in me, and I always say it's been a lifetime in the making. And then what happened was when I started to go through the process of actually looking for a publisher to maybe support me in writing the book, I sat down with them and then they started to maybe talk about another book, so a small book. And the small book would be something that leads into what they call the authority book, which is more of a story of my life. So so that's how it came about. Started off with 1 project and then got 2.
Got 2, indeed. So you've mentioned there large and small books. Exactly what type of books individually will they be?
Well, I'm creating a 6-stage change development program, and we're going to be really excited about kind of telling people more about that. But the small book is going to start to introduce the 6 characters that sit within my change development program. And then what's also going to happen as well is the characters are going to weave in and out of my story of what I call my last day of my old way of thinking. So that's going to kind of be the small book. But then the larger book is what's going to be called, like I say, my authority book. And that's going to be more of a story of my whole life. But it's also, again, going to weave in the 6-stage change development program that I've created. And then what will happen as well is the smaller book then would also then be like a reflective book that somebody can use just to go back and touch base on when they've got any situations going on in their life that might need a bit of change.
Wow. I'll come on in a moment and ask what support you've been getting, but do I remember you saying that the book will have some familiar names in it and characters that you might use as references?
There are some similarities. I'm not going to give too much away at this stage. Okay. But it's one of our one of our most famous sons is linked to it.
Ooh,
so
okay.
I'll give you his name. Charles Dickens. So not to say that I'm a Charles Dickens by any means, but there will be some connection to him within these books.
Okay, we wait with bated breath. So I alluded to it just now. As ever, these things need a lot of support. So what sort of support have you got?
I found a really, really good company because I'm part of what's called the PSA, the Professional Speakers Association, and I met a gentleman there called Richard Hagan, and Richard Hagan supports publishing books. He's got a company, and what's happened within that company, I've recruited Richard that does the publishing and the editorial side, and then I've also got another fellow called Martin, and he's my writing coach, so I'll get 20 hours of coaching from him as well to support me in the delivering and creating the book.
Wow, and do you have to pay for that coaching?
I've paid for all of that. Yeah, it's an investment though, you know, and for me as well is my brand and my reputation is everything. So I really wanted to create something that is a really professional and actually is something that people want. And their reputation is also really, really quite key for them as well. And they've also said as well they wouldn't publish anything under their name if they didn't feel it was good enough. So the support from what it is that they know and also my experience is coming together and joining up really well.
Brilliant indeed. So I can't wait. Roughly when might we see these things published and launched?
Well, not too far in the distant future. So the small book is hoping to be published around about October time, and then the authority book will be early next year, so it'll probably be around March, April time, because the program that I've signed up to is around a 6-month process, so it's an intense writing process with all of the amount of coaching and the publishing and the editorial side alongside of it, so that we can have 2 meaningful books in a short space of time.
Wonderful. So October, hopefully.
October.
And March.
Yep.
So would you come back and tell us a bit nearer how they're going and how it's all progressing?
Yeah, and I want to even introduce you to the characters at that point.
We look forward to that. Gethin, thank you for your time.
Brilliant.